What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We are back, and today I'm going to offer up a question to you guys, and that has to do with a batch of new mods that we have received with the Sacrifice. So, those mods specifically being, and I'm just going to throw this out there, if you do not want to know anything whatsoever about the rewards for the Sacrifice, this is your time to leave. But anyways, with that said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're jumping in, going into our mods list. So when we got Umbra, we also received a number of mods along with that Umbra and his katana. So those being the Umbral Intensify, the Umbral Fiber, the Umbral Vitality, the Sacrificial Steel, and Sacrificial Pressure. Now, I do not have these maxed out at the moment because, dear God, are they expensive to max out, and they take a ton of energy or a ton of capacity to put on your frame. So that's a really big problem. So most of this is not going to apply to early or mid-game players. This is going to be to people that are trying to min-max their frames. And the question is,
Tenno, a new alert
shut up,
has
Lotus.
begun. It will be
The
marked
question
on navigation.
is mostly for you guys. I'm curious, what frames do you think are going to absolutely thrive based on these these mods? And the reason why I ask that is because these mods, when they are paired together in a set, are significantly, are very, very strong. Let's just show you when this is maxed out. Here you have it, 44 ability strength, which is pretty decent, but then when you add Umbral Fiber onto your Warframe as well, that ability strength is going to go up, and then if you add Umbral Vitality onto your frame as well, that is also going to go up, and that also goes for the armor when it is paired with Intensify and Vitality, and the Vitality when it is paired with the Fiber and Intensify. So these stats can get pretty up there on some specific frames. Now, it may not be worth it, like I said, for maybe the cost of getting these mods onto your Warframe. And what I mean by that is currently I have my Mirage, which is sitting with a single forma. And you can see here that I have this needs to be tweaked a little bit, but I basically set this up so you could see the high strength that you can get from a Mirage. Now, keep in mind that, like I said, this is not finished, so I do want to get my duration up. I would love to get my efficiency higher, and range would be nice to get higher as well, but right now, because of how expensive these mods are, I just can't have it happen, and I don't have Umbral Fiber on my Mirage, so I don't get the max benefits out of these. So for a frame like Rhino could absolutely benefit from Umbral Fiber, could absolutely benefit from Umbral Intensify because of his Iron Skin and his Roar being like just that much stronger, as well as his Rhino Stomp could be that much stronger as well. So, and then of course Vitality to get the health up, and on Rhino that would be just as amazing. So he could really benefit from these mods. The problem is, with these being as expensive as they are, you're going to need to forma your frame a lot. Probably have, because you can't, as far as I can tell, you cannot make this a slot the same symbol as the Umbral or Sacrificial mods. So you have to forma all the other slots. So you'll have to forma probably your aura to be exactly what you want it, and all these other mods to be what you want it to be in order to reduce the cost of all these mods. Now that's pretty drastic, and especially for people who have already built their Warframes with 3, 4, 5 forma, having to put these Umbral Intensifies on and forcing them to forma that frame more is crazy. That's just asking too much in my opinion. But I'm curious because, for instance, there are certain frames that I think would benefit incredibly from these mods, and what I mean by that is if we come over to Mirage, like I said, you need to build a little bit more for duration. I just don't have the space right now, but if I focus on that power strength, which I'm getting from the Blind Rage as well as my Umbral Intensify, you can see that my Eclipse is now giving an incredible amount of damage increase, which, like I said, can go higher as long as I can max out my Blind Rage and max out my Umbral Intensify. And I also am using, you guys may have seen, the mod for Total Eclipse. So all my allies within 5 meters, of course, I would like that to be further. But let's just say you work your Mirage kind of like a Bard, and similar to Octavia, you buff your allies. You could increase your damage output to your allies by 500% or more. Pretty, you know, I don't want to say easily because Blind Rage is going to have to be maxed out, and same with your Umbral Intensify, but it's very possible, very, very possible. And if we go back in there, like I said, I definitely would like that duration to get higher, but damage reduction when you're in the dark instead of being in the light and getting a damage increase, you can have your damage reduced by 95%. Now, I believe that is as high as it can possibly go. I don't think this stat can get any higher. I could be wrong, because I'm pretty sure that with just a basic Intensify, like a max Intensify, I believe it is at 95% or close to it. So you guys will have to inform me on that. But I'm curious, because this is just an example. Eclipse is just a good example of a really good benefiting ability to these Umbral mods. Prism, I'm sure, benefits pretty decently, but not as much as Eclipse does. And like I said, there are probably better frames. For instance, Oberon. Oberon would probably be awesome with his heal, regeneration type deal, being able to turn his what is it? He has like a melee increase ability, something like that. When it's a synergy, and it makes his damage output just really, really good with, I think, a melee weapon. So you could do that. Like I said, Rhino would be fantastic with this, because he could benefit from all 3 Umbral mods. Maybe even if we go to like Octavia, her buffs could be insane with these mods. Nova, I mean, coming from Power Strength and having her Molecular Prime and all that good stuff, or doesn't her first ability benefit from its damage reduction ability on her first ability? Anyways, I bet Nova would be insane for this. I'm curious. Let me know what frames you think would absolutely benefit from these mods. Do you think these are worth it to you? Because my goodness, is this going to take a lot of endo, and it's going to take a lot of forma and credits. It's going to take a lot of grinding to make this possible. But if you are the kind of person that likes to min-max your frames and get the absolute most out of it, these mods might be the way to do it. If you have any specific builds that you would like to inform me about, or you are currently doing this to one of your frames, you feel free to jump over to my Discord. I do have a Warframe build section in there, and just take a quick snapshot, throw it in there, and we can talk about some builds and stuff, some possible builds in the future. So I'd love to hear it. I think that's going to be it when it comes to the mods themselves. I do just want to pick your brain and question that. I'm curious. This video is going to go up very, very shortly before TennoCon, and we'll see what they reveal at TennoCon. But if we see more Umbra frames, which who knows if that's going to happen, but if we see more Umbral frames, there's a possibility that we're going to see more Umbral mods, which is going to leave so many incredible possibilities in the future. Or maybe we don't see more Umbra mods, but we do see more Umbral, no more Umbral frames, but we may eventually get more Umbral mods. I think it'd be silly for us just to have these few in the game, but that also means that our end game is going to have to go up from here if we have incredible Warframes, because there are already some Warframes that can laugh at most of the content in the game. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would love to hear your feedback, so hit me up in the comments below, or jump over to my Discord, and we can chat extensively there, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again in the next episode. Blah.